Well, hey, welcome to the Z Show. And we're going to get into that in just a moment. But first and foremost, what's up? What's going on? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to my YouTube players all over the world, especially my son, prosecutor, and baby mama. All right, today's episode of the circus is came to Washington, D.C. That's right, Congress, House, or whatever are hearing from a former employee, Strauss. He is a knucklehead. He is lying his ass off. And he's not even answering the questions. I mean, this is just a show. And then you have the stupidest Democrat BS in the world. It's like another episode of The Young and the Restless. We're gonna play some of this stuff. Just a moment. All right, we're gonna pick it up. But I want to hear some of these knuckleheads. Okay, we got Democrats. All right, okay, got this set up. All right, here.
What this is about, I would suggest that they take Chairman Gowdy's recommendation and begin acting like it. And I yield back my time.
Gentleman yields back. Did you mind if those recognized?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In your testimony today, you stated that, quote, not once did my personal bias interfere, quote. Okay, let's explore that statement for a second. Can you please define, because I'm really confused. Can you define, what's your definition of bias?
I think, sir, bias depends on the context in which you're talking about. With regard to political opinion, that is allowing your beliefs to get in the way of the honest, independent pursuit of facts.
So allowing your own beliefs to get in the way of your actions.
Of your correct? Honest, right, of your honest, okay. Of the honest, open pursuit.
Please give me an example of a situation bias would interfere with your aspect, your professional judgment.
I'm going to destroy evidence. I'm going to prevent somebody from taking an investigative step. I'm not, it's a difficult hypothetical.
Has there ever been a time when your professional actions or you believe that you had bias, that you needed to move on from an investigation at any time?
No.
No. Has there been a time in your career that you recused yourself from a professional action?
No.
Okay. So you'll be surprised, but I actually believe that the Russians tried to destabilize our economy, our way of life, our government. I think they have been doing it for a long time. I'm curious if this is the first time that Russia tried to interfere with an American election.
I'm aware of times where they, going back to the 60s and 70s, where they planted evidence, where they were seeking to introduce items of information that were false in newspapers. I'm not aware of any direct outreach to members of a presidential, either the candidate or his immediate team.
Did they attempt to interfere in the 2012 elections?
I certainly did, yes.
Yeah. So do you recall when President Obama telling Russian President Medvedev that he would have more flexibility to negotiate on issues like missile defense after the 2012 election?
I don't remember that, sir. No.
He said that in a hot mic. Why wasn't that investigated?
Sir, because there were no allegations to my knowledge. Again, I was not in the position.
This is the President of the United States telling the Russian president that he was going to have more flexibility and he was going to do certain things. Do you recall during the debates when President Obama objected to candidate Romney that the 1980s are now calling to ask for their foreign policy book? The Cold War is over. Do you remember that?
I don't, but I...
Okay, so you were not interested in Russian interference with our elections in 2012, but you were interested in Russian interference in 2016.
That's not true, sir.
And you were not interested in the actions of a president who was saying that Russia was no longer a foreign power that we needed to be concerned about.
Sir, I disagree with that statement.
Well, you don't even recall those statements, so I don't know if you can disagree with them.
You're characterizing my interest in their interference, and I can respond to that if you'd like.
That's fine. How can you assure the American people that you're not lying today?
Because one, as I said before, I'm doing it under oath. I'm telling you, having spent 26 years putting on a gun, putting my life at risk for this country, I am not lying to you right now.
You're doing
More
it
than that,
under
sir, if you don't want to take my word for it,
No, that's fine.
I get people might be hesitant.
Yeah.
I would say, look at the record.
Okay.
Look at the way this worked with me.
So let's look at
what
the
the
record.
IG said, and
Do
that
they-
absolutely confirmed
Today you
that.
stated that you don't mean it when you said Trump supporters smell. You did not really mean it when you said that, used the word impeachment. You did not mean it when you said Republicans were hillbillies. You were not telling the truth in those moments.
No, I disagree with that, sir. I said I didn't mean it when I talked about people that you could smell the support or hillbillies. That was a poor choice of words that I don't believe. I did not say I did not believe impeachment. My explanation for impeachment was very different. My explanation of impeachment was, as I considered it, that was on the far end of what might be occurring.
Okay, so
What
you
I also
went to-
said was the opposite.
I understand, but so finally, the Democrats have made assertions today that are just not true. First, that the IG found no bias in your actions. This is not true. The AG said, quote, "We were deeply troubled by text messages sent by Strzok and Page that potentially indicated or created the appearance that investigative decisions were impacted by bias or improper consideration."
Right, and read what you just said, sir. Potentially create the appearance. That says nothing about an act of bias. It is a hedged three-adjective description about something which I can tell you doesn't exist.
No, as we described in Chapter 9, in assessing Strzok's decision to prioritize the Russia investigation over following up on the mid-year related investigative lead discovered on the Wiener laptop in October 2016, these text messages led us to conclude that we did not have confidence that Strzok's decisions was free from bias.
Yes, sir.
So you did. There was no decision that there was no bias. They just cannot find whether there was bias or not. And they did not really.
Mr. Chairman, regular order.
They did not investigate the Russian.
I didn't hear a question. I don't agree with it. He was asking me whether or not whether I believe that the IG report indicated that there is an act of bias or not. And I was all right.
They're afraid to hear you answer, but I'd like to ask the witness to be permitted to answer a question.
May I respond, sir?
Sure.
Sir, let's look at the facts of that laptop. The facts of that laptop are within hours, literally less than 4 hours of learning of that laptop. I assigned agents to go and check in and figure out what to do. with
Mr.
that.
Chairman, that wasn't the question.
Within a day, they had done so. And these were folks that unrelated to
The gentleman from Idaho has yielded back. If you want to give a short response to a question he does not believe he asked, you're welcome to do it, but just keep it short.
Mr.
Sir,
Struck,
sir.
speak clearly into the mic to raise the mic, please, for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, sir, I would take issue. I do take issue with the IG's conclusion there. The IG said something that they could not exclude the possibility that it played a role, and what I would point you and point them to are the facts, and the facts are these. Within hours of learning of the Wiener laptop, I assigned very seasoned supervisory agents and subordinate agents and analysts to follow up on that, and within a day of getting that information, they had gotten in touch with me.
So this is a knucklehead right here that cheated on his wife with another FBI employee. And we're supposed to believe this fool talking right now. He lied to his wife about cheating on him with his mistress, not girlfriend, mistress. This guy is an adulterer.
Collusion in the 2016 election has resulted in 23 indictments, correct?
I don't know the number, but it's sizable.
It's resulted in 18.
All right. That knucklehead needs to be in jail. And he will be. And guess what? Tomorrow is the mistress time. Lisa Page. I just got tired of listening to that. It was just like another episode of Young and Restless. I hope you watch that. I'll talk to y'all later.